So Miss Elle Darby has come out with an apology video to address and really break her silence on everything that has taken place in the last 48 to 72 hours.
To know that I was someone you considered a great friend, and this image of me is now tainted.
Hey guys, it's Morali, back at it again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button. It's daily and consistent content, daily and consistent. Click that button, head over to my Instagram. It is my birthday today as well. Happy birthday to me, 4 hours ahead of London. Let's get straight into this video. 20 fine, guys, 20 fine. Subscribe, click that button. So Miss Elle Darby has come out with an apology video. I don't know what is going on, but what we're going to do here is, I've just watched it, we're going to do a breakdown analysis of what this video is really about, because it's quite confusing to me. First and foremost, I think it comes across quite rushed.
The person I was last year, it's not the person I am. This is the most hurtful thing I could have done to so many of you.
I think she should have taken a time with this apology video. You know, this normally is what comes with this type of stuff. It's like a cycle. And an apology video is due when, you know, old tweets like this come out. The fact that the video is 3 minutes, to me, is absolutely ridiculous. Jenna Marbles did a 45-minute apology video for something far less serious than this, as an example. And I do think that 3 minutes is intriguing to me. It's like a TikTok video. Now, I'm not one to be hyper critical of an apology video. I try to point out the positive aspects of an apology video as well as the negatives. Because when an apology video is produced by a content creator in some capacity, everybody is very quick to decipher it and break it down, and, you know, in a very negative way. And, you know, I just like to point out the negatives and the positives of a video. I try to be, you know, not objective, yes, but I try to, you know, try to balance out to an extent. I do think that, you know, okay, sorry. Okay, so in terms of the positives, I'm genuinely not even trying to be funny, but I was gonna say that, you know, one of the positives was that at least she said sorry. But it was just like the way that she was saying sorry in the video. It was quite quick, quite rushed. You could tell that she didn't really want to say sorry in a way. And, you know, she kept, the majority of the video was about how she, you know, is disappointed within herself. She can't forgive herself over this, and that she's shocked that she's reached this position. What intrigued me is that she said that she has, you know, she has, you know, she feels like she's put shame, or her son is going to be ashamed of her, sorry. And then she got a little bit emotional when mentioning her son. What does this have to do with your child? What does this have to do with your child? How was your child addressed in any capacity?
Those awful tweets are always going to be associated with my name. And I wish I could do something to take that back and to change that, but unfortunately the only thing I can do is to continue bettering myself as I have done over the past 10 years. My family, my son. In relation to this, as opposed to the demographics that you directly addressed, I don't understand. It does come across a little bit manipulative to me. I don't know if she's doing that on purpose, but it comes across like that. Sometimes people just say stuff that can be perceived as manipulative without it actually being manipulative. But I just feel like, I don't know why your son was addressed, talking about how you let down your team, you know, yourself. No, beloved, you not only let down your subscribers and your supporters, but the people of the demographics that you targeted. I don't need somebody to cry in an apology video. People were like, oh, you know, I didn't see tears coming down her eyes. The girl does not need, people don't need to cry in an apology video. You don't need to cry. You don't need to sit there and have the tears coming down, because people will then critique that. There is an extent to when somebody puts an apology video out, people are never going to be happy and content. They're always going to try and find something to critique. But to be honest with you, okay, this is probably one of the most worst apology videos that I've ever seen in my entire life. I know I've kind of just, you know, done an oxymoron there, but I'm genuinely struggling to say anything that I think that was quite positive from this apology video. I think what people look for is sincerity, effort,
and I don't think we saw any one of those two major components to this apology video. The fact that it seemed quite rushed in her tone, the fact that it was literally a 3-minute video just to say, I'm sorry, yeah, it's going to affect my team, you know, my family, or, you know, my son, and that she gets, like, it didn't make any sense to me. I felt like it was very boring, and very, not boring, but like very rushed. She felt like she was kind of bored and just saying, I'm sorry, like a little kid saying sorry because they had to. It didn't make any sense to me as to why it's gone down that route and why she's done it in this way. Now, I don't know this girl. I've never ever seen this girl, you know, anywhere on social media up until this whole scandal that has come across. But she looks extremely different than previous videos where she's been saying stuff that's quite problematic. Now, I'm not going to sit here and make fun of that because, you know, people, they make changes, probably due to plastic surgery and fillers, but it could also be due to health changes. And I feel like it's just not funny to just mock someone for their physical appearance, but there does seem to be a drastic appearance. I don't know, maybe you guys anybody that's followed her for a while may know far more information, but it's just an observation that I have made. She continuously again regurgitates the fact that she made these issues and problems 10 years ago. Now, yes, I do agree, everybody can change, people can learn, people can really adopt stuff and, you know, become better people. You have to believe that in a person, because I feel like people can do that. But the constant regurgitation of 10 years ago to imply that this is when I was young or whatever, you were saying things in your YouTube videos less than 10 years ago, talking about mentioning foreigners, and it just in a very weird derogatory tone. So that was not addressed, number one. Also, the deletion of videos is just very suspect, and none of that is addressed either. And these tweets, now I'm not Indian, but to the naked eye, to some people, they may assume that I'm Indian, you know, because there's somewhat of a similar complexion. That could have been me on the bus or the train, sitting next to Elle Darby, or within her vision, and for her to look at me and make those tweets. It's not just one, it was many. And why are you making stuff like that, regardless of your age? It's very bizarre to sit there and just casually write, oh, they all stink on this bus or whatever, or they all do this. It's very bizarre. I did have this one scenario. I was coming back from Liverpool. I was coming back on the train from somewhere. It was a long hour train ride, and there was a smell on the train, and I paused my music just for whatever reason, and I remember these 3 girls were sitting there, and there were 3 white girls there. Not that I'm trying to racialize the video, but one of them assumed it was me. And, you know, there is this kind of narrative that can take place here and there. I just thought, you know what, maybe you should just assume that, you know, that can also happen as well. But it reminded me of that a little bit. It's very easy for people to say stuff like this or comment stuff like this, and it's disgusting. It's absolutely pathetic. We're talking about dire forms of racism, derogatory forms, violent for no reason, and it boggles my mind that you had the confidence to talk about this freely. It's not as if you were having a conversation with a friend who, you know, showed a chat or something. This is you tweeting to the world, and you thought it was okay to do so. And none of that was addressed on your behalf up until now. Had this never have come up or been resurfaced, you would not have addressed this. You would have continued on. Has she changed? Maybe, maybe not, but it's very bizarre. And then all of this comes out, and you return with a 3-minute rushed video. The tone of it was very weird, and just talking about your son and how he's going to be ashamed of you, when it's like, I don't understand. Please don't send hate to the girl. I know people are going to be like, what? Like, I just don't think it's worth anybody's time. For anybody that does like her, follow her, I feel like after watching stuff like that, just simply click the unfollow button and scroll and keep on moving on. Don't waste your time with energy like this, because you don't need to or deserve to. The apology video was just awful, and it comes across to me as if somebody's more worried about their finances, you know, their image, as opposed to what has gone on. Because if this has not all come out and you're coming out with some quick 2-3 minute video, like, it's just bizarre to me. It's very bizarre. It was a pathetic attempt of an apology video. I'm trying to pull out any positives, because I feel like, let me try to keep it a little bit balanced and not just be hypercritical, but it's difficult to. I don't know if you guys can suggest anything positive from the video.
comment down below if you guys can. I'd be very keen to, you know, see anybody's opinions, but I don't know if I can. Yes, she said sorry, and, you know, she took accountability for her stuff. I guess you can say that is a positive, but I just didn't like the way she was doing it, the tone, the rushed manner, the format. It was just very, very bizarre. I don't know what her management PR team are doing right now, because I'm pretty sure she's signed to a management team, but they need to help her immediately with what is going on, because clearly they even don't know what's going on. They don't know how to tackle this, and it's absolutely bizarre. And furthermore, why wasn't her man in this video as well? Why is it only just her? Because her man was also saying a lot of nonsense. So why were you not in this video? Because it is a joint channel, I believe. You're both doing couple related stuff now. Where are you? Because you were also saying absolute nonsense. So why aren't you in the video? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. I feel like she's trying to get away from the crossfire, and it's just like you were also saying a madness. And neither one of these two individuals can turn it around on anybody, because I feel like people will try to, they or anybody will try to do so in the future, turn it around on people. And I feel like that is not what's going to happen. People can try to be manipulative with this, get emotional about it, and I just feel like you were in the wrong, and you now have to deal with it. I don't know if this person deserves a platform, because it wasn't just one tweet, it was like 25, and it was like coming for everyone. Animals, people who are, you know, very homophobic stuff, die from the racism. It's just disgusting. But a lot of girls have that mentality, and the gag is, a lot of content creators and stuff like that, you know, were just clever enough not to tweet stuff like that, like she does, but probably believe it and are in these creative spaces and act like this in a very disgusting, begrudging kind of manner. This is why I'm going off on a whole tangent. But being from London, being from South London, I've seen a lot of gentrification going on, and you have these people who come into these, you know, places and cities, and they have this mentality. And it's like, where do you learn this from? Probably your parents and, you know, a lot of other different factors, but they bring this with them. Move to London, live their best creative life as these content creators are, and, you know, with this mindset, and they create such a toxic environment for any black or brown individual person, and it's very draining. Like the tweets, as a black or brown person, as a person who experiences ignorance, you know, xenophobia, racism, seeing those tweets from her, we've all seen that before. We've all heard that before. Am I low-key surprised by what she says? No, I'm not. That's our reality. So yes, some people may be surprised by what she said because they're shocked about what she said. I'm not surprised at all. Because the gag is, people of that demographic, there's a lot of that. That's not generalized, it's not everybody, obviously, but there is a lot of that, and that is a reality that a lot of people refuse to accept because they don't have to accept it, because they don't experience it. That could have been me on the bus or in the flipping train that she could just be flippantly talking about, tweeting away, you know, if I was in that position. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous, and it's so disgusting. I don't think this person deserves a platform in any capacity, because the more I reread these tweets, the more irritated it makes me, because it's not as if, you were saying this with friends, whatever, keen. You said this publicly with your chest because you thought it was okay to do so. That is the maddest thing to me. It's just mad. It's just so mad. You had that confidence within you because you grew up in an environment, I would imagine, that this was very rife, and you thought it was okay to say, if this is what you tweeted, what did a girl do that is not on Twitter? To people, in her environments, to X, Y, Z. I'm not even surprised, you understand? It's a whole kettle of fish. Now, I didn't mean to make this video very long. It is my birthday, for goodness sake, do you understand? But I still got to work every single day, guys, but it's just ridiculous. Anyway, let me not get off on a tangent. Let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe to the channel. Don't send any hate, guys. It's a waste of your time. Be counterproductive. If you are genuinely fans of this girl and you want to unfollow, do so and just move on with your life, because we don't need to be associated with such negativity and nonsense. Let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe to the channel. Click that button, guys. It's daily and consistent content. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.